All right, everyone. It's Monday again, September 21st, and I just want to give you a quick update on the COVID situation. I know we've been doing this for the last, I don't know how many weeks now, but it's been a Monday thing that I've been doing. So I was in Santiago earlier today, as you can see. Calm and nice weather, actually. We had some rain last week, but it's more or less gone now. There's a few showers now and then. Students are back in town, which means there's a little bit of an environment, which helps out the cafes a little bit and the shops. So that's good. Of course, the problem is the young people partying and getting to know each other before the new semester starts. There was an article in the paper saying there was 20 people or 20 parties at apartments that were closed down during the weekend. So that's one thing of it. Let's see how that goes virus-wise. But otherwise, since last week I've kind of ended on a little bit of a positive note because I was thinking things were turning for the better, and it looks like it really hasn't happened that way. Madrid is pretty bad. They had a meeting today, the president of Madrid and the president of the national government. So they are going to cooperate now to see if they can stop what is going on in Madrid, because it really is spreading quite fast and it's not very good news. Otherwise, around the country is very different in different areas. It's not as Madrid is pretty bad. The rest, it's my feeling. It's not great, but it's not horrible. You could just look. Poke my head over on this end here. Just look at these. I took this from El Pais. I'll link to it below. You could see here that Madrid is pretty bad, 683. That number is accumulated over 14 days, and it's per 100,000 inhabitants. So over the last 14 days, 683 of every 100,000 inhabitants had got the infection. These are numbers as of Friday, the 18th. And then you can see the various community regions in Spain listed. Galicia is, of course, where Santiago is, where I am, is doing pretty good compared to the other ones. Still 112. But, it's not over yet. We're still dealing with this, and I'm sure this is true everywhere in the world. What I did is I went to the Junta has a Twitter account where they publish this. Junta is the Junta of Galicia, the government of Galicia. They have a Twitter account where they post every day. I'll link to it in the description, a Twitter account, so you can look if you wanted to have a look at it. And they tweet every day the number of infections and the people in emergency rooms and all that every day. So what I did, I went back for the last 3 weeks and I typed in the numbers, and I made a graph in Excel where you could see the active infections. These are people that are infected at any moment in time in Galicia. And it starts in September 1st and it goes to September 21st, which is today. So this is the last 3 weeks. So you could see it was growing for a while. It's kind of tapered off, and I'm hoping now it's going to turn down, but who knows? As I mentioned, I was having some hope that after the vacation was over in August, people would go back home and then things would come back by itself, but it doesn't look like the tourists leaving has had that effect. And of course now with the students coming in, Santiago is a big student town, so who knows? But anyway, that's the situation in Santiago. There are some people in town that have come in and walked the San Camino, but there's not a lot of people. I'll have to look at the pilgrim's office to see what their stats are lately. But and this I recorded walking down to the Quintana Square earlier today, and you can see there's a pilgrim on the right there. These two people probably walked into town. So there are some people that have walked and arrived as pilgrims, but there's not a lot of people compared to what it used to be. And also I talked to another girl that runs a little store with some a clothing store today in Santiago, and she was just shaking her head and, hoping for better times next year. She was saying she already gave up on this year, and she was thinking that hopefully next summer people will come back and her little store would do better, because it's difficult for many people. You can see places are closed. Some people close because they just want to lose money being open, having to pay people to work there. And some people, I think, are closed because they just run out of money. So, but as you can hear, the jazz man is still here. He is playing on the quintana as always. He's not wearing his... Remember, he had his mask and a little cigarette butt coming out of his mouth. Remember that? If you've seen him. Yeah, no, he took that mask off. He has a different mask on this time. So, anyway. This was Quintana earlier today. Hope things are good where you are. Stay safe.